Hello, everybody. Happy Friday morning. We made it to the end of another week. Hope yours is going well. We've got another Seahawks video to get to today, but first, we just hit 4,340 subscribers. I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers, and special tip of the cap goes to the channel members, especially returning channel member the Reno, and elite channel members Brendon, Mikel, Hasher, Salacious, Crumb, Ryguy, Brendan Nelson's Haircut, VGK Tigers, ItsHoof, TlVlO, Austin Roberts, Scott Todd, PH Glass, Arfman, 12th Man, Castillo Feria, Samoan, JoJo, Rup the 206, Big Daddy K, and Aaron Nagel. All right, so we have ourselves the end of OTAs. Today, or well, actually now yesterday, was Seattle's 10th and final OTAs of the 2021 off season. And there's some interesting stuff to talk about with regards to them. And I'm going to go over what can be gone over. Now, before we get into what this video will really be about, I know that there were a lot of comments made by a certain star player on this team that have been receiving the most scrutiny and have been the most discussed, generally speaking. I'm not going to be addressing his comments in this video. I'm going to do another video later today where I talk about that because he said quite a bit. And even if there isn't necessarily anything in there that is shocking or new or anything we can learn from, I do want to go ahead and take a video discussing it and breaking it down and giving you guys my thoughts on it. So, yeah, if you were here for the Russell Wilson stuff, just wait for later in the afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and just split this up into two parts because we have a substantial amount of stuff to talk about, and I think it would be good to go ahead and split it up into two videos. So, yeah, the Russell Wilson stuff will be on hold until this afternoon. Let's talk about everything else in the OTAs. And, I mean, we didn't get, like the Bears OTAs, you heard a bunch of stuff about how Justin Fields is just awesome and looks amazing, and he's the star of the show, and he looks like the QB that the Bears drafted. We don't really have anything like that here because we didn't draft any expected superstars. We didn't draft any expected Rookie of the Year candidates, but let's talk about what can be talked about. Okay, so first let's talk about who was actually there. Quandre Diggs did show up, so it doesn't seem like he's holding out. I know he wants a new contract because, of course, he does, but it doesn't seem like he's going to hold out to get it. So Diggs showed up, so that's certainly good. We also had Carlos Dunlap show up. No real concern there. We just signed him. Al Woods showed up. Again, no concerns there anyway. DJ Dallas and Travis Homer, their wedding is over. Well, okay, that makes it sound like they're getting married together. No, one of them got married and the other one attended, but regardless, that's over. So, yeah, we have those guys in the fold now. The only guys who have not shown up as of the 10th and final OTA are Jamal Adams, which is a situation worth monitoring. Dwayne Brown, which, I mean, even if he was here, I wouldn't really want him doing anything because he's Dwayne Brown and he needs to protect his health. Chris Carson, I mean, we do have a new offense coming in, but I'm not that interested in running Carson into the ground before the season even starts, so that's cool. Lockett, kind of the same deal as Carson. Benson Mayoa, no problem there. And apparently Nick Bellore was also not there, who is somebody that I missed mentioning the other day. Again, he's a special teamer. Our special teams shouldn't really change that much. So, yeah, sounds good to me. I doubt Nick Bellore will see more than like 25 snaps at fullback this season. So I think we'll be okay without him. And of course, no Aldon Smith, but we may have to get used to no Aldon Smith this season anyway. So that's basically the roundup. Very few players are not there. We're talking about 7 players out of 90 who aren't there, it looks like. And the only one to really watch is Jamal Adams because he may very well be doing a soft holdout for a new contract, which, again, I want to stress, I fully support him doing that, and I want this team to take care of him ASAP because it will make everything much easier. Everybody wins if Jamal gets his money. All right, so that's about it in terms of who actually showed up. I saw some clips from the OTAs, which was nice because we haven't been able to get very many of those because there wasn't a lot of media access before. I saw Marquise Blair. He looks like he's back. I saw him making some moves downfield, going through some practice reps, not necessarily full speed, but I saw some good stuff from Marquise Blair working down the field and trying to show that he at least has his mobility back and can physically do all the things he needs to do as a defensive back in this defense. So I liked seeing that. I saw DK make a nice one-handed catch working with Russell Wilson. You love to see that stuff. I know it kind of turned into a meme when Wilson said it last year, but it really feels like we may have something special with the Wilson to Metcalf connection. So hopefully that can continue to build and we can continue to see good work there. So that's about it in terms of the actual on the field stuff. Let's take a look at what some of the players had to say and what has been said about some of the players. Okay, so the first guy I want to talk about that got a little bit of a spotlight was DJ Reed. He is focusing on playing right cornerback, which means he knows that he's not expected to play in the slot this year. So I think that's a positive sign that this defense is being put together in a way that, at least in our minds, makes sense. He's not going to be a slot guy. He's going to continue to play outside. He also is going to return punts. Now, I like this. My bias is to always have a defensive back returning your punts over a receiver because the receiver has to take the field right after the punt return because the offense gets the ball. But if it's a cornerback, then the cornerback, it's his last play before going off the field and to watch the offense play for at least a little bit. So I like having defensive backs return punts, so that's good. That's actually something that I learned playing old Madden. You didn't want your receivers to return punts because they would be tired for the next play. He also said that he thinks the perception that cornerback is a question mark for the Seahawks is disrespectful. He also talked a little bit about Ahkello Witherspoon. He said it's all about his confidence. I believe they were teammates on the 49ers. I don't know if DJ Reed really played very much for the Niners. I don't think he played that much, but I think he played a little bit. So he would have a pretty good feel about Ahkello Witherspoon. And he says it's just about confidence, which was I think that's certainly the correct assessment. The talent is there, the skill set is there. It's just a matter of him being able to do it. Trey Flowers lost his confidence last year. We need Ahkello Witherspoon to have his confidence. He also mentioned Pierre Desir as somebody who's looked pretty good so far in OTAs. So I have him currently as a guy who doesn't make the team, but maybe he does. And also, one guy who got interviewed and asked a few interesting questions was Bobby Wagner. Nothing too overly enlightening. I mean, Bobby is Bobby. We kind of know what we're getting from him. At least we hope we know what we're getting from him. He said that the veterans sat out the start of OTAs to make the point that they're voluntary, but they wanted to show up because they wanted to get in work. I don't really know how to feel about that. I mean, it's whatever. Certainly, it's fine, but um, it sounded like almost they were trying to send a message to the team like, hey, we don't have to show up to these things if we don't want to, but we're going to show up for some of them. I don't know. If I were a player, I would probably want extra time at home too. He also talked about the KJ Wright thing. Sounds like he wants to bring him back. I maintain the belief that he's probably going to be disappointed there. And he also addressed the Wilson trade rumors a little bit and said that, he doesn't think Wilson owes any teammates an explanation. I don't know if I completely agree with that, but it's good to hear Wagner say that. And that's really about it in terms of the non Russell Wilson stuff from the OTAs. There there wasn't a ton of super enlightening stuff, but that's kind of what happens when you don't bring in any, you know, oh my god rookies or oh my god free agents. It would have been nice to hear like, hey, Gerald Everett's roasting linebackers in coverage right now. He's going up over safeties to catch touchdowns. But we didn't really hear too much of that. Again, the main thing that I saw from yesterday's OTAs, the final ones, were Blair looks like he's healthy. That's the main takeaway that I had. There was good stuff in the rookie mini camps, but in terms of on the field stuff from the OTAs, that is probably the most interesting thing I saw because we need to find a role for that guy. You can't spend a top 40 pick on a guy and then never play him. That's a complete disaster. So here's hoping that it works out for him. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Peace out, go Hawks. Let me know what you think about the comments made by the players. Let me know what you think of the situation with the team right now, post OTAs and pre-mandatory minicamp. I'll be doing a stream soon to discuss the specifics of where the team stands as of right now and what we still need to do. But look, I'm excited. Oh, no, wait. I'm gonna actually save that for the second video I'm gonna do later today. But Wilson had some positive comments about our tight ends. I'll leave it at that. Um, nothing really to do with the situation this offseason, but it was interesting to hear. Oh, and Jake Heaps. I did want to mention this real quick. Jake Heaps keeps floating Akeem Hicks in trade rumors with the Seahawks, and you want to make me pretty interested in the way this team is approaching building the defense this offseason. Yeah, go get Akeem Hicks, preferably as a cap casualty because I think the Bears will have to cut him. But yeah, definitely make that happen if you want to see me get a little bit interested. All right, see you guys later today. Peace out, go Hawks. OTA's done.